Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Coach Craig's Sports. Today is Sunday, April 25th. We're going to be going over some DFS picks on both DraftKings and FanDuel for today. But before we get started, I'm going to take a quick look back at yesterday's picks and see how they turned out. So on the DraftKings side, we start off with point guard Armani Brooks, $3,800, looking for 19 points. Adam got to 27.25, so he was a hit. PJ Dozier, $4,100, looking for 21 points out of him at that shooting guard position. Ended up with 45.75, so he was a massive hit, over 10 times value. It looks like over 11 times value as well. Justin Holiday was a small forward. Once he was not in that starting lineup, I was trying to figure out a pivot option. I was trying to adjust my own personal DraftKings lineup as well, and they locked out the Pacers game ahead of time, which if you guys played on DraftKings at all yesterday and yours got locked out ahead of time too, and you guys lost money, be sure to send DraftKings an email about that, because that was a major issue for a lot of people yesterday. You're looking for 22, 23 points out of him. Got to 19.75, so he was a mess, but probably not one that killed you overall. Then at power forward, had Oshai Brissett once again, $4,200, looking for 21 points out of him. Got to 32.25, so he was a hit. And then last but not least, Kelly Olynyk, $6,700, looking for 34 points out of him. Got to 49, so he was a hit as well. So 4 out of 5 on DraftKings side ain't bad. Justin Holiday would have been somebody else if, I wasn't tilting on my own end trying to get rid of him, because just DraftKings issues, obviously. Then on the FanDuel side, we had Malcolm Brogdon, $8,000, looking for 40 points out of him. Got to 43.6, so he was a hit. Armani Brooks at shooting guard, $4,200, looking for 21 points out of him. Got to 22.9, so he was also a hit. Then we had Oshai Brissett once again, $5,200, looking for 26 points out of him. Got to 30.2, so he was a hit. At the power forward position, Jayshawn Tate, $5,900, looking for 30 points out of him. Got to 35.6, so he is also a hit. And then last but not least, Mr. Kelly Olynyk once again, $5,000, looking for 25 points out of him. Got to 45.1, so he was a hit. So overall, great day on the FanDuel side. And overall, 9 out of 10 picks were hits. The one that wasn't a hit was the miss, which was Justin Holiday, which I already talked about too much. But with that being said, we'll get over to the injuries for today. I'm trying to remember how today was set up, but I think there's an early game slate. I think the Memphis and Portland game's an island game, or the first one's an island game. I can't remember off the top of my head. Mainly just focus on the main slate, as you guys know by now. But we'll go through some of the earlier games as well. So for the Boston Celtics, just Robert Williams out today, so not many changes there. Then the Charlotte Hornets, 4 same guys out that have been out for a while now, so no changes at all there. And for the Phoenix Suns, you got quite a few guys out now. Dario Saric, Abdul Nader, Langston Galloway, and Jay Crowder. So guys like Cam Johnson, Mikal Bridges, they're looking a little bit better today. For the Brooklyn Nets, we got Elise Johnson, James Harden, Nick Claxton, Chiwuza are all out. Tyler Johnson, game time decision. Kevin Durant, game time decision. They're both in the green, so there's a good chance that they end up playing today. For the Grizzlies, Jackson's out. Valanciunas is a game time decision, so maybe he'll be back today after missing a couple of games. Then for the Portland Trailblazers, obviously Collins is still out. Derrick Jones Jr.'s game time decision, and Blevins, who doesn't really matter, is also a game time decision. Then we move down to the main slate, and we got the Cleveland Cavaliers. Colin Sexton is out today, so we're going to see who replaces him in the starting lineup. That player is probably going to have some value on today's slate, whether it's Chetty Osman, whether it's a Matthew Dellavedova, or a Dean Wade even. Dotson is a game time decision. We'll see if he ends up playing. For the Wizards, it's just Rui Hachimura out once again. Then we move over to the Bucks and the Hawks. The Bucks are all the way healthy. Hawks are missing Trae Young, Tony Snell, Cam Reddish, DeAndre Hunter, likely to miss Chris Dunn, and then Clint Capella is kind of questionable right now. We'll see if he ends up playing or not. Could be the same thing as we saw the last time out from the Hawks. Then we get down to the Pacers and the Magic, and the Pacers are still going to be without Miles Turner. Domantas Sabonis is a game-time decision. We'll see if he's back today or not. Jeremy Lamb, Goga Batadze are both game-time decisions as well. So we'll just have to see who plays out of this, but we should have some news prior to game time, hopefully prior to lock as well. For the Orlando Magic, Otto Porter Jr., Michael Carter-Williams are both out once again. And then we have Carter, Ennis, and Ross all as game-time decisions. We'll see who ends up playing out of that group of 3. Obviously, the big news from yesterday was that Fox was not going to start in this game. Halliburton will replace him in the starting lineup. Marvin Bagley, Woodard, both still out. Rashawn Holmes looks like he has a chance to be back today, so just keep an eye out on him. Then for the Golden State Warriors, Pichel, Lee, and Bazemore are all out once again, so no major changes there. But with that being said, that's a quick little rundown on all the injuries for today's slate. We'll get moved over to DraftKings and talk about my picks over there. So on the DraftKings side, we have Brandon Goodwin once again as our point guard, $4,200, looking for 21 points out of him. No Trae Young once again. He did not end up starting that last game, but he still got over the threshold that we're looking for here today. So I think he's a pretty safe play once again. If they get blown out by Milwaukee, he'll probably get some extra minutes as well. Then at shooting guard, Tyrese Halliburton, obviously starting in place of Fox today. $6,200, looking for 31 points at him, averaging 28 on the season, but his minutes have been kind of down just a little bit lately, since they added DeLon Wright, since everybody's kind of playing a little bit more. So I think him in that starting lineup, getting over 30 minutes once again, could definitely pay off. Then at small forward, I got Kevin Huerter, $6,400. Looking for 32 points at him. Was over that the last time out. No Trae Young today once again. Definitely a solid play. This is one that might change throughout the day, so just keep an eye out on that one as well. Then at power forward, I got Kevin Love, $6,600, looking for 33 points at him, averaging over 25 on the season. But no Sexton today, should see a little bit more usage. Goes against a very advantageous Wizards matchup, so could be a high-scoring game, could be one that he does very well in today. Then at the center position, went with Kevon Looney, $3,700, look for 18, 19 points out of him. Pretty doable today. He's going to get the minutes, have a couple rebounds, a couple points here. It doesn't take too much for him to get to that 19-point range. Should be able to give you about the 20 points that he's usually good for on a day like today. So cheap center position allows you to pay up a little bit elsewhere as well. But if you go with these five players, you have $22,900 left over, just over $7,600 per player. So today might be more of a spread the wealth method where you kind of balance build type of thing, or you could pay up for one stud and then kind of fill in with some value elsewhere. There should be some news and injury updates coming out throughout the day that might shake things up a little bit as well. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to FanDuel and talk about my picks over there. So at the point guard position, I got Raul Neto. Played him last time out. Really paid off. He was a lot cheaper then, but he's $4,300 now. Looking for 21, 22 points out of him, averaging just over 17 on the season. Been in that starting lineup, been getting the minutes. It's a pretty good matchup, kind of like I already talked about with Kevin Love. This could be a high-scoring game, so it definitely could help him out as well. Then at shooting guard, we have Tyrese Halliburton, same as the DraftKings side. So in that starting lineup, no De'Aaron Fox today. Pace-up matchup against the Warriors. Probably going to get 30 minutes in this game. Not too much else you can say about him. $5,800, you're looking for 29 points. I think he has a chance to give you 30 or more in this game. Then at that small forward position, I went with Bogdan Bogdanovic. $7,300 seems like a pretty big price tag. Looking for 36, 37 points at him. Been over 38 the last two times out. Trae Young's not playing. Him and Huerter both started and kind of were that de facto point guard the last time out. So maybe that helps him out once again. Definitely can't go wrong with him today. Small forward was not the prettiest position overall today, so I think he's definitely a good guy to consider. Then power forward, I went with Kevin Love once again. $6,000, looking for 30 points out of him. Pretty much everything I said on the DraftKings side still applies. Pace-up matchup against the Wizards. No Colin Sexton, could definitely help him out today. And then center position, we went with his teammate Jared Allen. $6,100. Looking for about 30, 31 points at him, averaging just over 31 on the season. Wizards matchup, pace-up spot. They haven't been very good against big men overall, so it could be a good game for him as well. But if you go with these five players over on FanDuel, you have $30,500 left over, just over $7,600 per player. So like I said on the DraftKings side, it might be more of a balanced build today, or you can kind of plug in probably that one stud player and then kind of fill in the rest from there. But with that being said, these are my picks for today, April 25th. As always, if you guys have any questions at all, please do not hesitate to ask. Definitely here to help you guys out the best that I can. And then as always, I'll be listing all the news, injury updates, and starting lineups down in the comments below. So just be sure to check on them throughout the day and as we get closer to lock. And then with that being said, if you guys are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Definitely would appreciate it, and definitely helps build the community that we're trying to build here at Coach Craig Sports. That's truly one for you, the viewers, helping you guys with your fantasy football teams, helping you with your DFS, whether it's NBA or NFL. And talking about a lot of the football news going on this offseason, going to be doing a lot of NFL draft coverage as well. But with that being said, if you are a new or current subscriber who's yet to do so, also hit that notification bell down below. It's going to let you know every single time I put up a new video. And like I've been saying, I post up daily NBA DFS videos like this. Going to be working on some NFL draft content coming out in the next couple days as well. So if you guys are into that, be sure to check that out as well. Definitely would recommend it. But with that being said, that's all I have for today's video. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed. Hopefully you all do very well in NBA DFS tonight. And as always, if you have any questions at all, please do not hesitate to ask. Definitely here to help you guys out the best that I can. And last but not least, special little shout out to each and every one of you watching today's video. Definitely appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. Definitely means a lot to me. And I hope each and every one of you has a great rest of your day.